I hope y'all are doing well. You have seen me do a video previously on the wall washers. Well, these are it. They lost a little weight. Long story, but we had to remake the pattern. I was given the incorrect dimensions. Anyway, this is based off a pattern that I wood carved years ago for another pattern, and I decided I might mount this over my door or something. This is something I never really cover with y'all, is maintenance that I have to do on the equipment from time to time. One of the main things that usually need attention about every 2 months is the Muller. And I've already removed the plows. I'm cleaning the floor and the walls up here, trying to get all this down to a general plane before I stick the plows back in and scribe them off to regrind the new profile. It will start wearing really bad right in this area on one of the plows. And what happens is that edge gets so thick that it increases pressure on these wheels to the point it breaks this leaf spring. So we're catching it ahead of time to prevent that. And it's not mulling sand like it's supposed to right now because of that. We have 2 plows. We have one, I've already got it pretty close. That throws the sand from the outer part of the drum closer to the wheel. Now we got to focus on the inner plow. And as it turns, it cuts sand and throws it out here. So it's touching here. But there's a gap back here causing the wheels to ride up more than they should. I'm just going to use this as a marking gauge. So that tells me right there that we want to cut 1/2 inch below this reference line that we just made. Now let's see how the SUHNER grinder works on steel. Here's our original scribe line. Let's see how it looks now. See if that's going to work. Leave just a little bit of a gap there. Well, let's give it a try now and see how it does. I am finally finishing up, and I'm actually meeting the deadline on these. I have the quantity all ready to go except for the last 5. I'm going to pour those today. I'm going to put one of my Rosettes in here. I think it'll fit better that way. Yeah, I think that'll look good. Center this pretty good right there. And I got to be gentle with it and make sure it doesn't move on me. And it moved. Now I'm brushing this in, not for the finish. I'm brushing it in for any moisture that may be there. Moisture on patterns do not work well. Just going to bank all this a little bit. we got to make a spot for the iron to get to it, don't we? And now we can remove the paddle. No, that's not good. Still had a little crumble going on there. Nothing the grinder can't touch up. Alright, so one of the problems I had, the reason that sand pulled loose around the edge is I didn't put enough parting dust around it. I hate this mess that I'm using. It is not what I'm used to. They charge an arm and a leg for cheap crap. If I wasn't paying but $1.50 a bag for it, I wouldn't complain. Alright, I'm going to cut this pouring basin and then I'm going to dry this out a little. All right, I got the kiln all stoked up. The rose piece tops it off. The rest of them are flat. With the shelf out, this whole stack comes all the way up to the top. Very little clearance between it and the lid when I shut it. The reason why I am spacing them out in these corners here, trying to give it as much room as possible, is because of my friend Stan Zinkoski, very sharp fella. He pointed out that you never want to have these castings any closer than you have to an element because of possible flash. The reason I stack these like this, they just look cool. They do wobble, and hopefully as they get hot and expand, they don't want to fall over. Because of the furnace mass here, I'm probably looking at close to 10 to 15 hours before it even gets up to soak time. The cross-sectional thickness of an imaginary column, well, it's not imaginary, there's an actual column, 3 inches by 3 inches where these are setting on top of this smallest diamond. That's 3 inches across. That means that the soak time will have to be a minimum of 3 hours from the time it hits 1375. From there, I will switch it over to automatic, and it will slowly drop the temp. It may take up to 3 days before I can pull these out of this thing, just because of the long duration. But anyway, that's the end of this video. I'm going to tie it up here, get it posted. Like and subscribe if you haven't already to see all other upcoming projects happening here at Windy Hill Foundry. Have a good day and stay safe out there. Higher ground. Let him catch some more slack. Austin?
Yeah.
You want to learn how to mud ride? Follow Dad around in his Buick.